A curfew and a murder charge against a police officer failed to bring calm to Minneapolis. The city's new curfew began at 8 p.m. Some protesters responded by setting buildings on fire. Hundreds of others continued to peacefully protest the death of a black man, George Floyd, after his arrest by a white policeman. Officer Derek Chauvin, who was fired shortly after Floyd's arrest on Monday, has now been charged with his murder, but it's made little difference on the city's turbulent south side. Demonstrators defied the curfew and a large deployment of the National Guard. Some took out their anger on businesses, such as a department store, and occasionally journalists. Others lined up to challenge police, who answered with tear gas, but failed to control the unrest. These National Guard troops have been blocking roads, and they've been protecting firefighters as they've been putting out the many fires. You can see one of them back there. But the governor says there simply haven't been enough of them, and that's why he's sending in more. 1,000 more to join the 500 already in Minneapolis and nearby St. Paul.
This is the largest civilian deployment in Minnesota history that we have out there today. And quite candidly, right now, we do not have the numbers. We cannot arrest people when we're trying to hold ground because of the sheer size, the dynamics, and the wanton violence that's coming out there. But as you've seen, there's already shots being fired back at our people. This arson that is taking place puts many people at risk. Our firefighters are specifically and very open to target.
From coast to coast, protests and violence have spread to more U.S. cities. In Washington, the White House was briefly on lockdown as crowds fought with police in the Capitol. And in Atlanta, Georgia, the CNN News Channel's headquarters came under attack. Police cars were also targeted, prompting a furious response from Atlanta's mayor.
You are disgracing our city. You are disgracing the life of George Floyd and every other person who has been killed in this country. This is not a protest. This is not in the spirit of Martin Luther King Jr. This is chaos. A protest has purpose. When Dr. King was assassinated, we didn't do this to our city.
Crowds in Los Angeles chanted, "I can't breathe," some of George Floyd's final words as his neck was pinned to the ground. And back in Minneapolis, the successive days and nights of anger go on. John Hendren, Al Jazeera, Minneapolis.